So in the practice, we practice like this. The way out is in, to come back to oneself. So by coming back to oneself, we can look at all of these things. We can do a good investigation on every single things that is happening and to ourselves too. And this, we call it meditation or cultivation. We can cultivate all different things. So let's say we know that we have this autopilot way, then we do differently, we function differently, so that that autopilot does not get watered. And that is why if you come here the first time, there's so many strange things that you have to do. Like listening to the bell, you stop. That is not a very usual thing, but it's interrupt this part. It make this part has to stop. Yeah. Cannot just do automatic anymore. So you can breathe consciously from forgetfulness of breathing, you become aware of your breathing. When we eat, normally you have your food, you eat directly. Yeah. But this time we also ask to wait for everyone to come, to read the 5 contemplation, and then we eat in silence, etc., etc. So we cut that activity into several segments. When we enter to the meditation hall, if you look at the monastic, we also do cutting that activity into pieces. We enter, we stop, we bow, and then this is to cut, to run to the cushion directly. And then we walk mindfully, and in front of the cushion we still bow, so that we don't do this automatic sitting down. The same with the dining hall. If you look at us, some of us, we bow to the bowl first, and then take the bowl, and then bow to the food, and then serve the food. That is also to interrupt all of that automatic. So coming back to oneself, we can understand a lot of things, and we can cultivate so many other things at the same times. And this is we call meditation or cultivation. So we are hiking, it looks like we go out. But you have been experienced the hiking. Actually, you go out, but you also go in. Yeah. You become aware of so many things. And suddenly you cannot differentiate anymore. Is this landscape beautiful, or in my mind there is something beautiful? You cannot differentiate anymore. The nature, the beauty of the nature, when you look at it, you don't know, is this outside or inside? And when you come back from the hike, you feel so nourished, and you feel everything now is inside of you. So going back to oneself, taking care of oneself can have nourishing ourselves with good consumption, all the nourishing element. It can make your being very different. Because the mind is also the body. It cannot be separated. I just want to repeat again, this diagram is really, really wrong. Yeah? This is just for explanation. Like when we draw like this, it seems like the mind is the most important, very big, and the body is so small. Yeah. Just for explanation. Yeah. But the body and the mind, they are one. Every milli-inch of your body has the mind. If you don't believe, you pinch yourself. All different places. You can feel it. They all have mind inside. They have feeling in every single part. So when we have a certain kind of mind arising, it will be raying out through your body. So if you have anxiety, this anxiety will shine out, and the people around can feel it. You can feel it, the other people also can feel you. And when you feel peaceful, you also put out. When you are mindful, when your mind has mindfulness, it also go out. So that is why we encourage the meditator to go back to themselves in order to be able to touch the good element inside, or to touch the good element inside, because inside and outside they are the same. And this energy will go out, and people can feel it when we are mindful. So the miracle of mindfulness is, first of all, you become present, and not only you become present, but the people around you become present too. And not only that, but the people around you, or the element around you, will feel nourished too. And there are 4 notions that can make us happy and it can make us suffer. The first is the idea of I. We feel like we are separated. Me is not you. Indonesian is not American. This country is not that country. And that is the starting of the mess in the world. Because we feel like identity, this identity is not that identity. There's nothing to do with that. We're just opposing each other. But this is a very, very deep seed in us. What is the first being on earth according to the history? Those who are science must know what is that. It's a one cell. What do you call this, huh?
The green light bacteria, what is it called?
Yeah, like a one cell being. Yeah. So this wrong perception of I is start from there. Yeah. The first time it break into 2. You start to have a competition. You start to have an interaction. You start to have this first anxiety. The first like, oh, there's something else beside me. So when we practice Buddhism, we should not be too, how to say, we don't need to be too obsessive to transform all our suffering, because it's very, very deep. The cause is very, very deep. So, but just to know and to manage the branches is good enough. Yeah. So the first is I. So then we want to break this. We look at ourselves. Can I be not too I? Yes, of course you can. With the concentration, mindfulness concentration and insight, you can break this I into pieces. You can see that you are also your father, your mother, the plants, animal, and the minerals. And this is also one of the teachings of ecology, the interbeing with everything else, so that we can overcome our loneliness too. When we walk on the nature, we see that so many beautiful things, trees, the landscape, the animals, they all become like our accompany throughout the whole walking. All our loneliness will be eliminated. Even we walk in silence during the walk, we don't feel alone because we are deeply connected. And we are able to shake this I. And this is also the basic of reconciliation. If we are having some grudge to other people, we can also use this view to slowly look at me and that person has a connection. especially with our parents or someone who raised us. We have this deep connection, and by looking deeply, we can forgive. And when we forgive, our baggage is getting out, and our life become lighter and lighter. And the first person that we need to forgive is ourselves. And that's why we are here to practice, to take care of oneself, to calm down, to take care of ourselves, to not have too much stress. If we are stressful, then we know we are stressful. So these are the first notion we need to shake. The second notion is that I'm human. If you get caught in human, then you also will create a mess. Yeah? Because we see clearly that we are not only human, we are also plants, animals, and minerals. Without the air, you finish directly. Without the water, you also finished. The existence of the human will be gone. No sun, finished. Yeah. So we need to shake this idea of human being. The next things that we need to shake is the living being and the non-living being. We have this category too. Which one is alive and which one is not. All the exploitation of the nature because we think that that is not alive and we are the one who is alive. Even we don't see animal and plants are alive. And so that we focus on living being. But actually, when we look deeply, our lungs are not only inside of our body, we also have lungs outside of our body, which is the trees. Our blood is not only in our body, our blood is also outside. They are in the form of rain, river. So today, if you have a chance to swim in the river, go into the river, you have to ask, is this also me? That is outside of my body. This is also my sweat. This is also my blood. The water outside and the water inside cannot be separated. So the living being and non-living being has to be shaken too. And number 4 is the lifespan. There was one child asked Thai, "How old are you, Thai?" He said, "Depends on when you want to start." If you want to start from when I'm born, maybe I'm 80. If you want to count from my father, maybe I'm 100 something. If you want to count from my great-grandmother, then I'm 200 something. And if you want to me from the trees over there, because our ancestors also breathed from that tree. So if you want to count from that tree, maybe I'm 1,000 years. So it depends on where we want to start. So the lifespan becomes shaken also. The human lifespan becomes shaken. Because we think like this. We think that we can be born here and we die here. And we think that our lifespan is only this. And this one is the non-existent of myself. And this one is the non-existent of myself. Which is completely wrong perception. Before you are born, you're already there in the womb. Before you get conceived, you are already in the cell. And after you die, it's the same. We continue before we die. We are not waiting until to die to continue. We already continue before we die. If I ask you, 1 plus 1 equal to what? 2? Let's say 2. The person who discovered that maybe is not alive anymore. But his discovery is still alive until today. So that part of that human, that person is still alive until today. The Buddha has passed away since a long time ago, more than 2,000 years. But his mind is still alive until today through the teachings. So when we are alive, we continue. We transmit ourselves through our body and our mind. Yeah. So that's why in the program of teachers, I know that there's a lot of teachers here, the practice of coming back to oneself is very important because you connect with many people. So the one who are manager, director, you also need to learn that skill so that you can help others to come back to themselves. And when we come back to ourselves, we can shake this all wrong notion, wrong perception in order to reconcile with ourselves, with our surrounding, with our life too. Because we know that we transmit every moment, we continue every moment. Right now, you are continuing me. We continue each other actually. This week we meet each other, we continue each other. You cannot erase me anymore in your life. And we cannot erase each other anymore. Because we meet, we connect, and we continue each other. We feel inspired by each other. So lifespan is not really clear anymore. But then we should not get caught in another thing. So this is, we call it, this one, what we get caught is historical truth. And in the teachings we also have ultimate truth. And we don't want to lean on any of them because they are two extremes. Historical truth is one extreme, and ultimate truth is also another extreme. Whatever you lean on one extreme, you will suffer. You will not have happiness. The Buddha teaches us to be in the middle way. We combine. The historical has ultimate and ultimate has historical. It will be very difficult if you tell people, oh, I'm not human. I'm not exist actually. If you speak like this in a historical context, it may not work. Yeah, it may not work. Somebody will call hospital directly. So we do need to have I, human, living being, and lifespan. We do need to have that. But we don't get caught in that. So that when we have challenges, we can use this ultimate deep looking to resolve our suffering. So we don't count on defense mechanism only. Because the defense mechanism is to separate. When we don't like someone, we separate. We don't want to be part of that person. But they are all part of us. Plum Village right now, we are doing a very big retreat with children, teenagers, adult, very difficult organization. I think it's better to say we don't do that retreat anymore next year. That is easier. Because whatever retreat we do, anyway, it is full. Right? Why do we need to organize such a difficult retreat? So big organization. It is because we know that there is interbeing the future and the present. All the children that come, these are all the president to be. These are all the minister to be. These are all the environmental to be. These are all the terrorists also. These are all the dictators. These are all the things that will create war in the future. We need to take care of them in the present moment. We need to take care of their parents, we need to take care of their children, and we give a way for them to take care of themselves, and the parents can take care of themselves and each other. And that's why we continue to do that for 40 years. And because we see the interbeing nature, the interbeing nature, and we see how mind is so impermanent. It can be, all the unwholesome seed can ignorantly, unconsciously watered out. And we know also that all the good seed can be watered consciously. We can give the nourishing element, and when it blooms, it will interfere with our suffering. So today is our last hiking. Please enjoy it. Enjoy the hiking, and we can continue to walk silently at the beginning to really look at the interbeing nature between us and the nature. We don't have to attain anything. There's nothing to attain in the practice of meditation. One lifetime is not enough. As we know that our suffering is from that one cell being, so we don't need to be overconfident that I can take out all my suffering. No, we don't need to do that. Just to refresh a soup, not to be too salty, is good enough. And we take one step at a time. And the 5 mindfulness training is a compass for us to direct us where we are going, and to help us also to shake all of these 4 notions that we have in our mind. And I hope that you can forget all the things that I say, because it may get you more confused. And just come back to our breathing, our body, do things relaxingly, connect with each other, enjoy what you have in the present moment. That is good enough. We lower the scale until the lowest possible, so that we can enjoy. Meditation is not a hard work. Transformation is not a hard work. It's a continuous